Peace, peace. Network. Peace, peace. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Networking After Dark. Yay. I appreciate you guys for coming on back and checking out what we have going on this week. Happy Monday to everyone. Happy Networking Monday. What did you do today? How did you get prepared for the week to come? Today, I'm going to be sharing from my home studio. I'm going to be sharing 10 tips on how to start a business. You know, just for those that is interested in joining the freedom business world. And what is a freedom business? Coming from a 9 to 5, working for someone else, and now working for yourself. It's a freedom in that alone. So yes, starting your own freedom business. I know it's a lot of ideals that a lot of individuals have, but they just don't know where to start. So I say it's networking after dark. I like to make stuff make sense, so why not share a couple tips with you? Okay, and make sure you call in if you have any tips as well. We want to know what you have because y'all know this is a network, so this is all team effort. So I appreciate your participation. So make sure y'all call in as well. And that goes for you too. And that's at 248-854-9850. And that's live right now on Podcastic, which is on Facebook. And I'm on Instagram as well. So make sure y'all go follow me on Instagram, YouTube, Live Me. Y'all know I'm everywhere. The Network Junkie. Again, I'm here to keep you updated to the latest what's happening. And what's happening right now is 10 tips on how to start your own business. That's where we at today. Thank y'all again for chiming on in. Tip number 1. Know what it is that you want to do. I'm talking about love. It needs to be a passion of yours. Whatever business that you decide to join, whatever network, whatever industry, whatever it is that you see yourself being able to make a profit off of, you must enjoy doing it. Okay, so number 1, love what you do. Love what you're going to be doing for the rest of your life, because you're not going to start a business for failure, right? So make sure you like what you do. Thank y'all for all that love over there. Peace and power. Yes, yes. Thank y'all for chiming on in to Networking After Dark. Yes. So tip number 1, love what you do, because that's going to make sure that you put in that effort. You're going to be able to not have to worry about them restless nights, because it's going to come where you're going to have to put in extra time. And it's okay. It's okay to still work a 9 to 5 as you prepare for your freedom business. Okay. It's okay. Don't be afraid to actually step out on faith. And while you're working a 9 to 5 and have some income coming in or some type of hustle, just make sure that you love what you're about to get ready to be walking into. Because we're trying to talk about freedom right here, right? And then freedom business. So do what you love to do first. Tip number 1. Tip number 2, make sure that you're not afraid to tell others about what you got going on. Because them extra ideals, them extra conversations, it's valuable because you get to learn pros and cons. You get to learn if is this service or is this project or is this product something of a value to the people. So, don't be afraid to share your vision a little bit. You don't got to go all the way into detail, but do not be afraid to share what you got going on so you can make sure that you are on the right track. Also, invest. Invest. Okay? How do you invest? You invest by doing your research. You invest by putting dollars to the side because eventually you're going to be needing some professional help, but we're going to get that a little later in the other tips. So let me not go ahead of myself. Yes, thank y'all for chiming on in. Peace and power. Peace and power. Go check me out on Podcastic as well. We're live, y'all. So call in at 248-854-9850 with your tips on how to start a business. If you're a first-time business owner and you looking to start a business, this is it. Thank y'all for chiming on in. I'm about to share 10 tips. So tip number 1 was do what you love. Do what you love doing because it's going to take a lot of energy in order to accomplish starting a business, okay? Tip number 2, hustle, hustle, hustle. Don't be afraid to take your 9 to 5 and invest in your future business. That's yours. You have to take it serious, okay? So yes, tip number 2, don't be afraid to take your income. And if you don't have a 9 to 5, don't be afraid to take that hustle. If you do hair, that's an income, ladies. That's an income. That's actually a write-off as well. But we'll talk about that a little later. Peace and love. Thank you for chiming on in. Yes, yes. So tip number 2, invest. Make sure whatever it is, your hustle, 9 to 5, just put some money to the side because you're going to need that later on as you build on this business. Tip number 3, remember I was saying, talk to a couple people in your network, a couple of your family members to find out, is this service of a value? So you're going to have to talk, don't be afraid to share what it is that you're considering walking into because it's all a leap of faith, right? That's all it is, right? You're stepping out and you're believing in yourself. You're like, you know what? I can do this. And you can. And you can. I'm just going to share a couple tips with you on how you can get that done. Yes. So tip number 3, get a team. Create a team. If you can't hype anybody else up about your vision, and get them especially if you have product or services that you want to provide, okay? If you have product and services that you want to provide to the people, you're going to have to be able to sell yourself or educate individuals about what it is that you're doing. So build a team to help you do that. Don't be afraid to have others come in and help you have a brain dump because sometimes just having a team player and someone off on the side rooting you on is that extra support to keep on going and to go to the next step. So teamwork makes the dream work. You already know what it is. I stand by that. Teamwork makes the dream work. Peace and love, Sissy Pooh. Sissy just dropped in from Facebook. Yes, yes. I got both my sisters on here today. Thank y'all for tuning in to Networking After Dark. Yes, yes. Live on Podcastic, Instagram, and also Facebook. So we're talking about 10 tips, y'all. 10 tips on how to start a freedom business. So we started off with tip number 1, do what you love. Tip number 2, invest. Take your 9 to 5 or your hustle, whatever that is, invest into your freedom business. Tip number 3, make sure you build a team, encourage others, see if you have that niche, because you're creating that niche. You're finding out what it is. You got to see how to take the next step, and don't be afraid to dream out loud while you live in the dream, right? That's what we're doing right now. Tip number 4, consultant firm. Consultant firm. Okay? Don't be afraid to go seek after professional help and support, because they understand. A consultant firm, they understand that you're a new business, that you're going to be asking questions that, it's not going to irritate them. SBA is my best friend. I learned so much. I get emails. I'm subscribed to all types of SBA. I get different seminars that I'm able to actually sit in and ask questions, and it all started by me having a client that needed some services. The client needed a LLC. Hey, cousin, peace and power. Thank you for tuning into Networking After Dark. And yes, we're going to be starting a freedom business as well. What that network do, y'all? I love my network. My network is real, y'all. How about yours? But yes, consultant firm. Tip number 4, do not be afraid to seek after professional help, okay? Professional support. Professional, excuse me. They will be able to walk you through a lot of extra headaches that you don't want. Because when you're trying to do it by yourself, when you're trying to learn all this, like feeling like, oh my gosh, before I can go to this step, I have to do this. No, take your time and breathe, because we're going to be starting a freedom business, right? So I'm going to go back down, starting from 1. Love what you do. Tip number 1, how to start a freedom business. Love what you do. If you don't love what you do, you're not going to invest. You're not going to put that energy into something that you don't like doing, that you don't love doing, So tip number 1, love what you do. Tip number 2, take that 9 to 5, that hustle, whatever it is that you're doing, and invest. Because later on, you're going to need some capital. You're going to need a little couple dollars, not right away, because first you're dreaming out loud. You're trying to see what it is. You have to learn your competition. You got to know your network. You got to know the industry that you're in, So again, tip number 1, love what you do. Tip number 2, invest. Take that 9 to 5 or that hustle and invest, because later you're going to need it. Tip number 3, build a team. Build a team. Okay? Don't be afraid to allow your team to help guide your vision. Okay? You're the visionary. It's your baby. But your team is the village. Your team is the ones that's going to help take care of that child, that's going to help take care of that freedom business. You feel me? So build a team. Seek after a mentor as well. That's another good tip. Seek after a mentor. Okay? Because that right there is going to save you some dollars. It's going to save you some restless nights, and it's hands-on. It's hands-on, So tip number 3, team. Build you a team. Tip number 4, consultant firm. Do not be afraid to seek after professional help. You're going to need it. You're going to need it, okay? And it's not that expensive. It's really not. That's actually some of the things that I'm building now. This is the net. That's what the network is about. Plenty people call my line for consulting. But yes, again, pay for consultant services. Tip number 5. Tip number 5 is a deep one. Oh, this is where a lot of people start to get nervous. Step out in faith. Start getting clients. Just go into your net. People, just ask people around you that that could use your service, that can benefit from your service or the products that you have. Like, say, for instance, you into making tea. Like, you want to create a tea business, right? So you're going to go research teas, different types of teas. You want to see what tastes on that, that palette that you're looking for, because you can go with hibiscus, you can go the all natural way, you can go with the tree bark. Like, it's all types of teas out here, guys. Like, so You want to make sure you know what type of tea you want to, get into. So once you figure out that, you're going to go to your family and say, how does tea taste, right? That's what you're going to do. You're going to say, how do this taste? You're going to have a taste test, right? That's exactly what I'm talking about. You know, go get clients. Start. Just go. Just start. Just go out there. Tip number 5, go get clients and start to build the network. Start to build you a list of individuals that say, yes, that's a good product. You know what? I would hire you. Or, that service is something that I can see that the world needs right now. I can see it being of a benefit, So tip number 5, again, go get clients, build your contact list, your email list, MailChimp. You can use just a different variety of different services that you can use. Just do your research. Tip number 6, write your plan. So now you got some information. You kind of going somewhere, right? You loving what you're doing already, right? You then put some money to the side, so you know that later on you was gonna need to get that consulting firm. You built a little team, you got a little network, some cheerleaders, rooting you on, and some individuals that's giving you valuable um, information or feedback, to help grow your business. So you got an awesome team, right? And you don't have to have a large team. When I say team, don't start thinking, oh my gosh, I got, no, just build, a team. Tip number 4, you got that consulting firm. So you took them little couple dollars you saved up and you invested into getting a little more deeper and learning the structure, because that's what that consulting firm is going to do for you as well. It's going to help you with the structure of the business. And we're going to talk about that a little later as well. And then you want to go get clients. Go get some clients, y'all. Go get some clients. Get contact. Ask people, hey, when I do get started, I want to make sure that you're one of the first that tries my product or that reads my book or that, whatever it is. Don't be afraid to build that contact list. Then also write the plan. You then went through all them channels, right? You then went through all them channels. Now you have a plan. So now you know what you need to do, because throughout all of that, you didn't learn that you're going to need products. You're going to need, you learned that overhead. You learned that if you're going to need a building, if you're going to rent, are you going to try to purchase, that you got to play with your credit, get your credit prepared for it. You know that you have a team that you're going to have to pay. So that payroll, so by that time, you know what you're going to be needing. So you're forming that all into your business plan. Now you have a business plan. Tip number 6, you got a business plan. Tip number 7, do your research. Don't be lazy. Don't be lazy with yourself. Do your own research. It's one thing with allowing your mentors and your teachers and your coaches and your team, and it's one thing with them sharing information with you. But it's another thing when you go do your own research. How do you research? Just like this. Just like this. You see? Just pick that up. YouTube. How do I start a business? That's all you do. Then you're gonna start learning what books you need to have on your shelf, on your bookshelf. You're gonna learn what type of industry that you're in, because when you go start to research individuals, you're gonna find individuals like videos just like this that's gonna walk you through step by step what they did as their personal, testimonial, like I'm giving you right now, because I've done all of these things and I'm currently at Freedom Business number 7, and they're all making money. They all is making money. Now, a couple of them is, it's like stock and all that stuff. I'm kind of invested into some business, so it's not as fast. But again, I got 7 sources of income right now. Okay, that was Number 7, do your research. If you don't do your research, you might as well just stop right there at your business plan, because that business plan just gave you homework. Because you need to know your competitor. You need to know the network that you're in. You need to know the industry that you're in. You're going to need to know what it takes to be successful. You're going to have to find your own niche to stand out outside of the rest of the individuals. So again, research, study. You can study and research by the internet, books. You can actually go to your mentor and ask your mentor, and make sure you find a mentor in the industry that your business is. That's going to be very valuable later, guys. That's going to be very valuable. Okay. Tip number 8. Tip number 8. Let's see. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, what? It goes right back to tip number 4, really. You must get professional help. Okay. So now you got the consultant firm. So the consultant firm broke some things down to you, and they have some amazing ones here locally. I'm in Michigan for those that is watching from wherever you at. Thank you for tuning on in. But currently I am in Michigan, Detroit, Michigan, and it's a number of consultant firms and consultant independent contractors that is looking to help you guys get your business together, because it's freedom in watching other people become financially free as well. So I enjoy being able to see others, be empowered. Another one, we are at tip number 9. Remember, you had to save some money, right? You had to put some money to the side because you had some things that you was going to have to pay for later. So now you're going to have to get that financial breakdown of your business. And that means on down to if you need chairs, if you have a salon, shampooers, how much that electricity bills. I mean, you got everything broken down, because again, you got your structure, then you got your business plan now, and you had your consultant, break some things down to you. You got a couple mentors to break some things down to you as well. You done gained your team. So you got a little traction going on now. So now you are at professional help again, right? What type of professional help you need now? You want to get branding. You want to know, especially if you have no knowledge of the media. If you're not an expert at something, don't touch it, especially when it has to do with your business, because you want to show up as professional as possible. Okay. So you want to make sure that you got money to the side for your business cards, for your banners. If you need them little sticker thingies, I forgot what you call them, that you fill on your cars, like if you're going to be in landscaping, you want to stand out. Okay. So invest. Do you have to have $1 million to start a business? No, no. But you want to make sure that you have resources to be able to allow you to make the funds that you can make with that freedom business. Okay. Yes. So tip number 9, financial capital. Financial capital. You want to make sure that you build that for your business, because this is the rest of your life, right? This is your children's life. This is your grandchildren, grandchildren. I'm just saying, if you're going to start this freedom business, you got to make sure, again, you love what you do. So, and that's tip number 1. And make sure, be open as you start to build this financial capital, and you're seeing where you need to put your funds, and because you can save up, right? So you go get your lender and allow your accountant and all of them just to break some things down to you, so you can fully understand the breakdown of your LLC, getting registered with the IRS, and so forth. You want to make sure that you mentally understand this, not that you, and I do one thing that us consultants can't stand is when you always, I know, oh yeah, I know, yeah, I did that, I know. Stop that, because you're on that line or you're at that firm because you need the help. So just take down, even if you know the information, just take that information and you just take it as, okay, well, I know a couple things, okay, I'm learning, just let that be, though. Allow the consultant to do their job, and you don't have to, as you build your, or you seek after the professional help, you're not going to have to be in their face like every day, but you will be meeting at least once a week, even if it's Zoom or on a phone or in person, because you want to get that relationship. And first off, you want to, get that business going, so pay your dues. Okay. But make sure y'all call in and share with me, share with the network. How did you start your business? How did you start your freedom business? Call in right now. That's 248-854-9850. That's live right now on Podcastic. I want to know what y'all doing. Like, how did y'all start your business? Share with the network. And the last tip number 10, it says, be professional. Because we are so quick to talk about somebody else's business not being right? We so quick to talk about the next person. Customer service was off, food was late, work was sloppy, they are late. Still working on that, y'all. Jeez, I love y'all for still dealing with me, because I know I'm working on my timing, but shit, I love y'all. Networking after dark, right? Tip number 10, be professional. Make sure you got your business cards when you're talking to individuals. Go to these networking events, in order to actually get others to believe in what you believe in. You have to pay your dues. You have to show up. How do you show up? You show up by being active with individuals, being consistent. Today was a really, really long day, guys. I'm not going to hold you up. I was a couple minutes late coming on, as I was talking about time, right? Coming on, but I had an amazing, when I say this meeting was just like everything and beyond, and it was an international, and they asked me to speak. Like, that was an opportunity that I couldn't pass up, but it caused me to be late, but I'm here. I'm here because, again, consistency. Don't make excuses. Still show up. Show up. 10 tips on how to start your freedom business. I'll be right back as we cut this little commercial real quick. And I'm going to go over these 10 tips again with you. And I'm going to share a little bit about a couple of my freedom business with you. And I appreciate y'all for tuning in to Networking After Dark. Give me a minute. I'll come on back. All right. See you in a minute.
What do you want from me? I'm trying it your way.
When I was a little girl, I fell in love with the movie Cinderella. From the moment I watched it, I always knew that I would one day meet my prince and become the princess bride. All I've ever wanted to be was a wife. My dear future husband.
I tried to do it your way. Oh, but you're supposed to be that God that can just do anything. And Steph can be a husband. Why can't I have a husband? Baby, wait, please don't go. Don't go.
Hey, welcome back. Welcome back to Networking After Dark with your host, the Network Junkie. Why do you call me the Network Junkie? Because I get high off of this right here. Networking, keeping y'all updated to the latest what's happening, making business make sense. I'm just saying. That's me, the Network Junkie. You can find me on all social media networks such as Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, Podcastic, YouTube, oof, Live Me, Mighty Networks. I'm around. I'm around. Definitely go check me out on all social media platforms, and that's DA Network Junkie, Junkie. Yes, yes. So again, to go over these 10 tips with you guys again about how to start your freedom business. Tip number one, do what you love. Tip number one, do what you love. Tip number two, take that 9 to 5 or whatever hustle that you have, take that and invest, which means tuck a couple dollars to the side for a rainy day because you're going to need it. Tip number three, build that team. Tip number three, build your team. Tap into your network. Trust it's individuals that believe in your dream just as much as you do because they believe in seeing you win. Teamwork, make the dream work. Tip number four, consultant firm. Seek after a consultant firm. They already know that you are new in business, so they're not going to be irritated about the 1,000,001 questions that you're going to have. Okay? Make sure you ask them questions. That's what they're there for. And it's not expensive. It's really not as expensive as we be thinking it is. If you can go get you a Louis bag, a Chanel bag, one of them, them nice little shades, some Cartiers and all that stuff, you can trust me, you can pay for a consultant firm because it ain't even half that price. Tip number five, start to go after your clients. Seek after clients. Build your contact list because you're going to need, once you get that business started, you're going to need that client list. You're going to need that support. You're going to need them individuals coming to get your services, right? Yes. So make sure you go get your team. Go get your team. Yes, you get your consultant firm, you build your client list and your contact list. So again, just build your network. That's what it is. Tip number six is I get tongue-tied. Write your plan, because that consultant firm is going to actually break down to you the different structures that you need to get that plan written up. So again, tip number six, write your plan. Tip number seven, do your research. Do your research. Okay? Do your own research. Don't pay nobody to do your research. Don't half step your research. Do your research by seeking videos, tutorials, informational videos on YouTube and just online. YouTube is not the only source, but just make sure you look online. Make sure you pick up books because as you start to look online, it's going to be individuals sharing different books and different mentors that they look after, that help them, encourage them to start their business and to be consistent because a lot of individuals, most of us, we don't get far without a mentor. Okay. So make sure that you do your own research. Tip number seven. Tip number eight, get professional help. Remember, you put that little money to the side. Now you need to make sure that you have your brander, your brand ambassador. You want to make sure that you have your brand strategy together. You want to make sure that your marketing plan is together. You want to make sure that your advertisement and your media advertisement, you're showing up. So again, you're going to have to put couple dollars to the side because you want to have your banners when you out. You want to have your commercials. You want to have your professional pictures. You want to have, business cards. You want to be able to show up. Okay. Tip number 9, make sure that business capital that you have been investing in is still there and make sure that you know everything that you need to do. What that means, I'm talking about getting registered, making sure you registered also with the IRS because tax write-offs are real, okay? So as you're doing all of them steps from 1 to right now, we're at 9, you did a lot of tax write-offs. You didn't have lunches, professional lunch dates. You had to travel, right? So that means mileage. You might have to even travel out of town for seminars, them tickets, all of that. You can get tax write-offs at the end of the year. Okay, so them seeking after the professional help they're going to break all of that down to you. So that's why it's important to do that. And that's why it's tip number 9. Tip number 10, be professional. Be professional. Show up. Even if you're late, still show up, but try not to be late. That's not a good thing. It's just not a good thing. I find no excuse, and I hold everyone accountable, even myself, but show up, So again, be professional. Make sure you're professional in the way that you're conducting yourself. And even if you a stripper or a tattoo artist, you still want to show up. You don't want to say that you're going to tattoo someone and then you don't show up and it's a habit of you not showing up, or you're staying too late. You only need 2 hours, but really you need 4 because you're a little slower. Be honest, be transparent, be genuine, be authentic. Don't copy anything. Just be who you are, but just make sure that you show up as professional as you can. And you better work on that professionalism because people don't like working with unprofessional people. So if you really want a successful business, it's up to you. It's up to you. So real quick, I'm going to go down these 10 tips one more time. Number 1, do what you love. Number 2, invest. Take that 9 to 5, that hustle, invest. Tip number 3, teamwork make the dream work. Build your team. Seek after mentors. Tip number 4, get a consultant firm to break down to you everything that you don't know. Tip number 5, get clients. Build your contact list. Tap into the network. Build your network because you're going to need clients. You're going to need customers later on, right? Tip number 6, write your plan. Write your plan because you got all that information from 1 to 5, right? Write your business plan. Get prepared. Tip number 7, do your research. Do your research. Be on YouTube, be online, Google, seek after other individuals that's in your industry that you're considering going after. See who mentors them, see what books they're reading, see what empowers them. So yes, do your research. Tip number 8, get professional services, get professional help to brand you, to set your marketing plan, to get all of that together. It's no point of you trying to do it yourself because after you get that professional help, now you know what it's supposed to look like. So as you start your next businesses, now you have a blueprint. Okay. So seek after professional help. With me, tip number 9 is that financial capital. Make sure you got that financial capital put to the side and make sure that you know everything that you need to do on down to LLC, getting registered, your EIN, getting registered with your state, getting registered with the IRS so you can get your tax write-offs and all of that good stuff. Okay. Tip number 9. And tip number 10, just be professional. Be professional. Show up the way that you just want to show up. Okay.
We
Show
have a
up the way
caller.
that you want to show up. I have a caller. Woo, we have a caller. Caller, you on the air.
Hello, this is Hasim. How you doing, Miss Dana?
I am awesome. How are you? This I see.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. All right. Well,
Oh, awesome. What that network do, y'all? I just actually met Hassan. I appreciate you for tapping on in. You got some tips on starting a new business for the network?
yes, my contribution would be to kind of look to diversifying your skills, and one key part of that is learn how to study. Delve into the information out there that kind of improves on this. My public school education has been fair. A lot of people have succeeded on the same level of education that I had, better than I had. But education isn't one size fits all. So I had to get out of school, graduate out of school. I did graduate out of school, yes, and quite a bit of
Oh,
college,
you
but I
say
had
you
to
didn't?
move on. I said I did. I just want to confirm because it's not a given. A lot of us have fallen short on the journey, but the key is to find your better mode of study because I don't feel that public education was adapted to my way of learning. So that's a key as far as being able to diversify your skills. It's learn how to study because I know my public school experience didn't help me learn how to study. I had to find that information elsewhere.
Mm. Respect. And I totally agree. Yes, studying and researching, all of that comes together because if you don't, especially when starting a business, you're not going to know what you're doing. You're going to hit that brick wall and be lost. So them studies are guides, it's tools, that is much needed to be able to have a successful business. So yes, I totally agree. And I thank you for that tip. You have anything else for the people?
Oh no, I like your list. Keep doing what you're doing there, Dana.
I appreciate you and I look forward to building with you as well. And yes, I got that Google Doc coming to you soon too.
All right, all right. I'll be looking forward to that.
Okay. Talk to you later. Thanks for calling in.
You're welcome. Thank you for doing what you're doing. Goodbye.
Yes. So again, he touched on what was that? Tip number 7. Do your research. And that is so important, you know, because again, if you don't know what you're doing, you're not going to understand the business that you're in and you're going to get bamboozled or you're going to get tired, set back, or, it's just not going to go well. So do your studies, people. Yes. And we got just a couple more minutes before I'm gonna have to let y'all go. So I'm just gonna share with you a couple of my freedom businesses that I have started. Yes, I am a jeweler, so I am the owner of Queen's Treasure Jewels, and that is custom jewelry. It was 90% of everything was custom made, and the other 10% was from different vendors that was locally black owned. I wanted to learn how to generate black dollars, and I wanted to encourage others to do the same. So, but now since things and I have so many other businesses, I'm going to keep it where it's going to be 50% custom. And then the other 50% is still in working within my network and generating our dollars, right? So that's one business. And then I also have a network business where I'm teaching individuals how to learn income shifting. Yes, yes. I'm the executive president of the company. I am so excited. Y'all going to be learning more about that as well. Also, podcast. I'm a podcaster. I'm doing the podcast thing. So I'm doing that out of my network business that I just started as well. So that's the network group for media productions. So yeah, so that's what brings me right here before you. And I have about 6 more podcast hosts that's gonna be joining you guys really soon. So look out for that really soon. I'm so happy, guys. Where am I at? So that was the jury, that's the income shifting, that's the media network. I'm a personal assistant as well, and also an accounting, a bookkeeper. But I don't really do that too much now because it's a lot of certifications that I need to go to actually go to the next level in that. And that industry, I'm just not that I'm not there anymore. So I just do certain things as I do my consulting with individuals. So yes, I will help with bookkeeping with a certain client that may need that, but that's not nothing that I push anymore or that I seek after new clients in that area. What else? Also have a nonprofit, where I teach the youth how to turn their hobbies into entrepreneurship. It's not 501(c)(3) yet, but I just have to. It only makes sense too because I have so
We
many
got a
other
caller.
things going on. So
Hello?
yeah. Yes, yes. We got another caller. Caller. Yes, yes. How you doing?
I'm fine. I'm fine. I want to actually kind of reiterate on what the brother Hassim was speaking on as well. And I think when a lot of people wind up going into open up a business, they
Hmm.
don't think about all of the behind the scenes things that it takes to also keep that business running. So you have to
That's
look
true.
into all of those things as well. Even the little smaller things like your cleaning products, your day-to-day stuff that you have to open up. So you have to look
Hmm.
into all of that too. So that's part of that planning that I think Hassim was also talking about and hitting on some of the lists that you were trying to inform, that you were informing some of the people on as well. I like what you're doing. I'm listening, and I mean, this is a great topic right now to hear from.
Oh, appreciate you for tuning on in. Yes, and I agree with you as well. You must have that list. You must know how to put that investment money to the side. And that was actually tip number two. Taking your 9 to 5 or your hustle and putting some money to the side because you're going to need to get that professional help because not everybody consider the small things like the toiletries tissues and the toiletries all together and then the lights and the overheads of business. And again, the behind the scenes. So that's what you're going to be using that investment money for is to learn and to make sure that you have from A to Z to be prepared to have a successful freedom business. So yes, I appreciate you calling in for that as well. And did I catch your name again?
This is Chris.
Okay, I
Chris,
didn't get it.
still
All
got your
right,
name.
thank you, Chris, for tuning on
You're
in.
welcome.
And thank you for
You are
calling on
welcome.
in as well. I appreciate
And
you.
thanks for blessing us with your giving.
Oh, blessings, blessings. Oh, I love that network. What y'all network do? What's that network do? My network, they show up. Again, I appreciate y'all. Networking after dark. 10 tips on how to start your freedom business. Rewind, play it on back, and make sure you share the message. And go follow again on all social media networks, the Network Junkie. That's DA.Network Junkie. JUNKIEY. Because I get high off of this right here. Okay. And if you like to sponsor the show, make sure you go check out some of them packages right there on the website. And that's at dngmediaproduction.com. And until next time, y'all know where to meet me over at Podcastic every Monday from 9 to 10. Till next time, see y'all later. Peace and love.